once in a while you get people, like, jokingly throwing that, are you, hey, when are you going to get married? Hey, you're growing. Hey, your mate is married. Hey, it's kind of, I personally don't give in to that, because if you ask me when I'm going to get married, I'll ask you when are you going to die.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is April Nutako and you are welcome to the maiden edition of the Showmelove Circle. In this show, we are going to be discussing the groundbreaking episodes of another show called Single at 30. And to help me in today's discussion, I have two love experts, Mr. Bill Fleming, who also doubles as an actor and a scriptwriter, and Miss Nadia Boateng, who is also an actress and a TV director. So, hello. Good morning. It's nice to meet both of you.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so I'm understanding that you have both watched episode 1 of Single of 30.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and what do you think of the episode? Is it realistic?
Ladies first.
Thank you. Yes, it is realistic. We have lots of people who can relate to it, especially with the queer character and her mother. It's quite realistic, mostly in African homes and some societies we come from.
Sure. And Bill, what do you think?
Well, I would say when I first came to Ghana and I realized this, it shocked me how often it happens in. Okay, I can only talk about Ghanaian families, but where I come from, nobody interfere. When you get married or if you're in a relationship at all, if you are 50 and single, nobody will complain. So I would say I was shocked, and I see that every day from friends that complains that, oh, my mother is telling me, why don't I get married? When am I getting to have children and things like that? So yes, apparently it happens here.
Apparently it happens
it
here.
does.
It's kind of a shock to you, understandably,
it
but
is.
not to you, Nadia.
Not really, in as much as, as human beings, we have different thoughts, and I don't think marriage is meant for everybody. If the individual is okay with herself or himself, I don't think we have to pressure them or force them into getting married. All these things, especially with women, that's how come ladies are being forced into marriages they are not ready for. And out of that, there's a whole lot of pressure, troubles that after entering into the marriage, they can't talk about, because everybody will be like, yo, marriage is between you and your husband. So some people find it difficult to come out to talk about their marital problems, or even to bow out of their marriages, even when they are being abused. And it's all because of this societal pressure. Get it? I feel marriage shouldn't be forced on an individual, whether male or female.
Have you yourself experienced anything like this in your life?
Not really, but once in a while you get people, jokingly throwing that, are you, hey, when are you going to get married? Hey, you're growing. Hey, your mate is married. Hey, it's kind of, I personally don't give in to that, because if you ask me when I'm going to get married, I'll ask you when are you going to die.
That's a very good comeback.
Since you don't know when you're going to die, leave me to my fate. If marriage comes, fine. If I find the right person, I will. But until then, you don't force it on me.
Sure. And Bill, what do you think? What's your opinion on this?
My opinion is that, first of all, if somebody forces you to marry me, I will know that you don't love me. So why even get married in the first place? Because love should be the first angle into getting married. And so many people are getting married without being in love. And where does it end? It ends up splitting up.
Well, some people say, sorry to interrupt, that loneliness kills, and it is better to be with someone who you don't love That's be a lot.
Oh well, like she was saying, why be in a relationship where I maybe get up getting abused? So I'd rather be single than being killed.
But sometimes you tend to find joy in being lonely.
Yes.
I mean, there are a whole lot of things you can do for yourself, not necessarily to have a partner for you to get happy. I mean, love, marriage is a whole different thing. Marriage is not something you just walk in and come out of it. You should be ready as an individual as well as your partner. You should be, you should know your partner so well. You see, sometimes you might know him or her, but the moment you get married is a whole different thing. They start to portray a whole different character you didn't even see. It doesn't matter you being with the person for a year, 2, 10 years. I mean, people do change. You get it. And it's very disturbing. But you see, we are in the society where the moment you clock 25, they're expecting you to have a job, start getting ready for marriage. And this same society condemn kids probably from the age of 18 downwards when they have kids. I mean, you get it. They be like, oh, she's a bad girl, that's why she has a child before. I mean, marriage. You get the point I'm making. This same society judge people if they are not married. The same society judge teenagers when they get pregnant. The same society will judge you when you're married without a child.
It's true. But like you said, that you have to be happy in marriage before it can work. But if you cannot be happy while single, what makes you think that somebody can make you happy in marriage? If you're not happy with yourself, you can never be happy in a marriage. So first you have to be happy while you're single, then you can move on and find somebody who you can be happy with. Otherwise it will never work. And like you're saying that you're getting judged if you are a teenager and you have a child. You also get judged when you're about 25 and you don't have a child. I don't know where I'm sorry to use the word your society have moved on to, because like I said, where I come from, it's not like that. Nobody would look at you. I was 29 when I got my first son. I was 30 when we got married. You understand? And it's nobody was asking. And we were together for 10 years before we got married. Nobody ever asked, when are you going to get married? But here, you date somebody for 3 months, so when is the day coming? And well, I have to get to know her first, or she had to get to know me. What I tell young people here when they ask me for advice, I say, before you get married, you have to live together for at least 3 months. Then you say, oh, we can't do that because you can't have sex before getting married. I said, I didn't say that you should have sex before getting married. I said, you should live together before getting married. Because your girlfriend can come and visit you Friday evening, because now it's weekend. Monday morning, she will leave your house and go back to herself. You might be doing something during the weekend that will annoy her. And she will say that, oh, I don't have a problem with that because Monday morning I'm going home to myself. The moment you get married, Monday morning will never come. You will be stuck there and you will end up in a divorce because you don't know each other. So it's very important that you get to know each other before you get married. Don't pay attention to all the pressure from society and parents, uncles and whosoever, because they are not going to live there with you. So marriage is something you don't rush into. You take your time, and when you get into it, make it work and stay there. And you can't make it work if you haven't worked the time before getting married.
Okay, so Bill, if you know a woman who is like Ikea, going through exactly the same thing that she was going through in episode 1 of Single at 30, what would you say to her? What advice would you give?
Well, it's easy to say don't listen to your mother. That's very easy, but it doesn't work like that because she lives with her mother. And the mother is complaining that you're using my water, you're using this, go and find a man and use that. But if you're only going to find a man for you to use things for him, that marriage will not work. So she have to sit down and tell her mom that I'm trying my best, but either the men I meet are not the kind of man I want, or maybe I'm not the kind of woman he wants. So you can't pressure me. She should look at herself, how her young age was when her mom was putting pressure on her. Because I believe that at that time, it might have been the same or maybe even worse than it is today. I don't know. But it's always good to tell your parents that how was it when you were at my age? How was your situation? Did you like the pressure you were put on? If your mom is telling you, no, I didn't like it, so why are you continuing? Why are you putting the legacy back on me? Because I will end up doing the same thing to my child. So the chain had to be stopped. And you're the only one who can stop it. Your mom will not stop it. You have to stop it.
Exactly. And Nadia, what do you have to say about this?
In relation to what he said, I think back in the days in our parents' time, they were not really forced into marriage, but it's like you have no say. You have to get married to this person and it should be so. You get it? And at that point, should I say women didn't have a say, or they couldn't turn down to their parents. So, okay, my parents said I should marry this person, so I need to marry. But we are in modern Ghana, we are in the 21st century, and things don't work like that anymore. It might be that Ekia had met guys that didn't treat her well, and hence she's taken her stance of probably letting go the thought of getting married for some time. But if it's left to me, or if I'm in a curious position, I'd rather get a job, a well-paid job, and move out to have my peace of mind. And I mean, depression do kills, and frustration is bad. She's too young to be depressed or frustrated. And in her case, let her have a baby right now, and it will be another thing. Yes, you're not married and you have a child. Meanwhile, after marriage, it's childbearing. But let her have a child without marriage, and it will be a different thing. So it's best if she gets a job and she moves out, just to have a peace of mind.
Well said. Thank you so much for your insights and for your advice. And thank you too for watching. We would also like to hear your opinions, so definitely let's get interactive on our social media platforms at CBreakTV. This has been your girl April Nutako. This is Love Circle, and I hope I'll see you next week.